Hey you guys, okay, so this video is so different than anything I've put up in a really long time. I really needed to get some stuff off my chest. I've talked about this before. My baby died one day before her due date inside of me, and if you're new to my channel and you want to know what happened, go to this link up here and you guys can, you know, check that video out. Able to see you. My 4-year-old's in the back. I'm waiting for Faith to dance. I just read a comment right now that said I abandoned my baby at the hospital, and I have read this comment before, which is why I'm responding to it, because I don't think that I ever talked about like what happened after with her, and I want to tell you guys what happened. I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I don't know the reason that I lost Ricky. All I know is that I received so many messages from mommies who have experienced this, and I'm just so happy to be there for you, because I know for me, talking about it was therapeutic. It made me feel better. It made me feel her. I love talking about her, especially when it was so fresh. When I had just gone through it, I would find myself talking about her to strangers who didn't care in a store that was standing in line next to me. I would just bring it up just to speak about her, and it was just so hard. And you know, here I just want you to know that you have somebody who's here for you, and you can DM me at I Am Unique Daily on Instagram or Twitter. I would love to just listen to anything you have to say. Also, I want to say a side note is that it's very important to me on this channel to show you guys that there's life after going through something so terrible. I'm gonna be honest, when I went through that, when I was going through that, I would sit in the restroom still healing from giving birth to her, and I would just think to myself like, God, I just want to die. And I probably shouldn't say that. It's true. That's how I felt. I really just want to be raw and open with how I felt, and I just would think that. I would just think like, I don't want to live anymore. And then I would hear, you know, Faith, Skylar, and Alyssa. I would hear their voice, and I would just hear them laughing, and I think they're so strong. I have to be strong for them. And I was. I was strong for them. That being said, I don't ever want to like come off like I'm trying to make you feel sorry for me. I just want to get that out of the way, or like I'm clickbaiting my daughter. Like, I would never in a million years do that. Like, never in a million years do that. I want you guys to subscribe to me because you like my content, and you most importantly see that I'm happy and there is life after going through something so terrible. I promise you there is. I never thought that like I would be happy again. Sometimes I get messages telling me like, oh, you know, you're using your daughter for views. Like, if that was the case, I would only make videos about my daughter. If Ricky's video has 1.5 million views, I would keep doing that. You know, if that was the case, I'm not doing that. I want to create. I want to make you laugh. I want you to look at my channel and see this woman has gone through stillbirth one day before her due date, and she's smiling, and you know what? It makes me feel better. Okay, let's just jump right into it. So after I gave birth to her, to this little angel who was big. I mean, she was so big, you guys. She was almost 10 pounds. And she had a head full of hair, and she was beautiful. Me and my husband, we, you know, hung out with her for a while. I don't know how else to put it. We invited, you know, our parents in to see her and say goodbye to her. You know, both our moms came in. My family was there for like 20 hours, like all of our family, like my husband's side of the family and my side of the family was all there. More people showed up than the people that showed up to our wedding. Like, that's how it was. And I just want to say thank you to my family and to my husband's family, who is my family. Just thank you for that. And to know that some family members is like a little awkward. They haven't ever seen each other. Like, they still sucked it up, and they did that for me and Rick and, you know, and Ricky. And I just want to say thank you, because without you guys, like, it probably would have been so much harder, you know, to go through that. Our moms held her, and then, you know, I wanted to be alone with her, with just me, her, and my husband, and we just kind of stood with her. The nurses asked me if I wanted to take her a bath. I just felt like they shouldn't ask you that. I don't know, maybe there's parents who like to do that, but it just, for me, it would have probably like killed me. So I didn't want to take her a bath. Then they asked me how long I wanted to stay with her, and that's another thing that I feel like doctors shouldn't allow you to make that decision. They should say, okay, you have this amount of time. How do you say that you want to hold her forever, but, you know, like, her little mouth can't even stay closed anymore? Like, I don't want to see her that way. Like, it's just, it's so hard. It's so hard. I called the nurse and I told her like we were ready to say goodbye to her, and they pushed her away. It was so hard to make that decision. because I knew that I was never going to see her again. But it was so hard to have her there with her mouth dry and open. Like, it was so hard to see her like that. Like, it was so hard. And then they took her. Oh, and I just felt so empty. And I can only imagine how my husband felt. Like, we were just devastated. I had to ask them to put me on the other side of the hospital so I didn't have to hear babies crying and heartbeats. Like, I don't understand why. Like, there's not a better system for parents to go through this. Like, first of all, if you're having a stillbirth, you should not even be allowed in the maternity ward. They should have a special place for these parents. It's not right and it's not fair. And if I can do anything in the world, it would be to fix that system, because it's not right. Like, you cannot have me saying goodbye to my baby's body while I'm hearing another woman screaming, giving birth, and then the baby cries. Like, that is so traumatic. And I'm so happy that her baby's okay, but at the same token, it's like, why do you have me here? Like, I didn't get it, and it upset me. It upset me. Like, it still upsets me to this day. Once my voice is big enough, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna do it, you guys, because it's not fair. Like, this is unless you've gone through it, like, you don't understand how terrible it is. After I asked them to put me on another side of the hospital, that took about 2 hours. Literally 2 hours. I just gave birth for 14 hours, and now I have to be there 2 hours after saying goodbye to my baby in the hospital room that I gave birth in her in. And I said goodbye to her. That's where I was for 2 hours. And they took me to the other side of the hospital on a wheelchair where I can hear heartbeats all the way down the hallway. They gave me so much, like, antidepressants, sleeping pills. I'm in this room medicated and she's in the morgue. And my husband's just there, just holding me. Like, we were just holding each other. It was time for me to go home, and my breasts are engorged with milk. I am going through all the stuff your body goes through when you have a baby, which is having a period, healing. We had a couple days to decide what we were gonna do with her, and right away we knew. We have a morgue right up the street from our house. That's what we did. We took her to the morgue right up the street from our house. We didn't take her, the hospital took her. It was nice to have her close. And we decided that we were going to cremate her. I mean, you bury people in cemeteries and you don't visit them that often as you wish you could. Like, I wanted her with me. And when I made this decision to cremate my baby, I've gotten comments, you guys, about, you burned your baby, what kind of person are you? Like, I have gotten so many comments like that, but when I made the decision, I didn't think about it like that. Like, I just was thinking that she was gonna be with me, and I was gonna be able to wear her ashes on a necklace so she can always be with me. I remember one day we were about to pick up her death certificate. I realized that she was gonna be cremated, and I realized that she was gonna get her body burned, and I just thought of this movie, Night of the Living Dead, where they were burning the zombies' bodies. They were just sliding them in there, and I just pictured my baby. I just started crying. Like, I lost it. But then I got myself together and I was like, Unique, like, you have kids. You have to hold yourself together. That's what happens. I didn't abandon her at the hospital. Like, we had a plan what we were gonna do. The mortuary was like super nice. Like, they were so nice. They were like, we brought her little body here. Like, they were so nice, you guys. Yeah. So that's her story. That's what happened afterwards. And then we picked up, you know, her little ashes, and the rest is history. Alright guys, well, that is the end of that story. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will answer them, because I do respond, or at least try to respond to all of your guys' questions, especially on my first video. Here comes Faith. Okay, I should not be crying because I'm a mom and I have to be strong. Let me give you some advice if you've gone through this. Stay busy. Start a YouTube channel. I don't even have time to think, because when I do, I crumble. This is me when I stop and think about her. So just stay busy. And when you do feel her, enjoy it, because it's all we have left.